Okay. So you had a question?
So what are your steps that you would take if you were refinishing a varnished light oak cabinet, like a light kitchen cabinet, and you want to come up with a white distress, vintage little cottage? I don't know what you term it for sure, but
okay. So I'm looking at my substrate. That's the first thing I'm going to do. It's got a varnish on it. It's probably somewhat shiny. I'm going to want to give a light sanding to the whole piece overall, all your cabinets. When you're painting cabinets, I like to take the doors off because it's a lot easier to paint when it's horizontal. Light sanding to everything. Mix the bonding agent in. What you do with the bonding agent is you add 1 part bonding agent to 1 part pre-mixed milk paint. So you mix up your milk paint with the water and the powder. So you've got a full cup of that. You mix a cup of bonding agent together. And you apply that for your first coat. You put that all over. The second coat that you use, you don't need to put the bonding agent in. It's fine just as it is. You want to wait about 6 to 12 hours. You put that coat with the bonding agent on. It's got an acrylic in it. You want to let it sit for as long as possible, 6 to 12 hours. Let it sit and dry. Because if you go to put a milk paint on right after the bonding agent, because there's so much water in milk paint, it's going to sort of reactivate that bond, and you might get a little bit of, I don't want to say peeling, but it's just a very fragile surface at that point, so you want to really let it dry as long as possible, and then put your second coat of milk paint on. If you need a third one, you can as well. So if you're going for that nice crisp white look, you're probably going to need 2 to 3 coats of the white. Now, my other question to you is, the color that they are now, they're a very light oak.
Yes.
Did you want to have like a dark distress coming through?
Maybe.
So if you wanted a dark distress, what you would do is mix the bonding agent up with, say, something like the typewriter or the nice chocolate brown that we're coming out with, Curio. You can mix that and put that on first with the bonding agent. And then all your subsequent coats will just be straight white milk paint. So you just take the ironstone, mix that up as usual, and go right over top of it. So to seal it, you can use the wax or the oil. You can also use a polyurethane coating. The only thing to keep in mind with that is some polyurethane coatings do yellow. So if you're using a crisp white, you want to test that coating. If it's oil-based, it's almost guaranteed to yellow. If it's water-based, it should yellow less, but it can still yellow. Whereas the waxes and the oils won't yellow. But like I said, for a kitchen, you may want a guaranteed one-time finish application, and you don't want to have to go over and over with wax once a year or something like that. A polyurethane coating is really great for pieces that you're doing for clients that you want to have a maintenance-free finish, right?
So with your doors, I've taken my doors off, I've painted one side. How long do I have to wait before I can paint the other side?
Well, it dries pretty quickly. So to the touch, it's dry after about 30 minutes. Still is very fragile with that bond in it, but you can still flip it over gently and then paint the other side. Absolutely. I would just be very careful. You know, wait the 6 hours and 12 hours if you can before you put a whole other coat of milk paint on there. But yeah, no problem. Dry to the touch, flip it over, do the other side. What I do is I get a bunch of sawhorses lined up usually, and I'll just put them all out, and I'll start one end and go to the other end. By the time, you know, an hour and a half is done, I can go back to the other one, flip it over, and boom, boom, boom.
Start on your back side and then you...
Exactly. Yeah.